Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So today I am going to do an infinity pour. So I really like these. I don't seem to get as much feedback from them as I do other pours, but I really like the way that they turn out. So it's a matter of getting getting colours, and you kind of swirling it around like this, and the colours overlap. So then when you do start tilting, you kind of get like ribbons in a way that kind of weave. But I like them, so I'm going to do one. So first of all, I'm just going to move my canvas a little bit so I can put my cups here. I hope you guys can see that. Let me just double check the camera. Yep, you can see the cups. Cool. So I've got two larger cups, which I'm going to kind of push into a spout a little bit. So I use paper cups for that. Now these here are my other paints, my colours. They are mixed thinner. They're quite thin. They don't really leave a mound, or it's barely a mound, and then it disappears. So the reason for that is you kind of need this paint to be a little bit more fluid. It's just they seem to work better that way. So I have mixed up, let me get my bit of paper. I have mixed 33 grams of paint with 57 grams of Australian floetrol and 22 grams of water for the four colours. For black and white, I've done 16 grams paint, 28 grams floetrol and 11 grams water. So it's a 16 by 20 canvas. So it's a big canvas. The other difference is it is a deep-edged canvas, so that's going to be a little bit more of a challenge with this pour, but let's just do it and see how it goes. This is a canvas I wanted to use up because it keeps sitting out. I haven't got it wrapped anymore, and I don't want too much dust to get on there and settle, so I normally keep my canvases wrapped up in their plastic. This came in a 2-pack, and this one's not wrapped anymore, so I thought, nah, get it done so it doesn't get dusty or marks on it. So first of all, I've got my two cups. I've got purple, light purple, phthalo blue and turquoise with black and white. I'm just giving them a stir and just quickly checking the consistency. I've left them sitting for maybe an hour now. It's a very hot day. It's like 39 degrees, and inside my house is extremely warm. So what we're going to do is, on one cup, I'm going to pour in some of the phthalo blue. Then I'm going to just pour it in. Don't worry about it sitting on top or being laid. You kind of want it to mix a little bit. There we go, there's the turquoise. I'm going to go a little bit more phthalo blue. Then I'm going to add some white. Then I'm going to go more turquoise. I don't add the white and the black next to each other. So now half of the black. Then we're going back to, I think, the phthalo blue. Get the rest of the paint out the cup. And then the turquoise. So all as I did was just added colours. I added black and white. I used to put them in a couple of different spots, but I've noticed I get a little bit more better definition if I add half the black and half the white just in one batch. That's the blue cup done. So as you can see, I'm getting cells and reactions happening within that paint there. That's perfect. Now we're at the other one. So we go purple, light purple, more purple. Come on, drip. There we go. Now we want the white. So as you can see, I just did one lot of the white. So half the cup in the first one, half the cup in the second one. Now more purple, or the light purple. Then I'll add the black. You can do this with more colours, less colours. You don't have to add black or white. I do it because it kind of will give me variations in the colours. Now we go the rest of the purple. So even though I've got two different purples, the black and the white will actually make more different purples in that again. My favourite one of this is what I did with a yellow and a purple. I love that artwork. I quite like a lot of the infinity pours. They're quite special to me. I don't know what it is about them. They just have that feel. So I'm going to put these together and then chuck them in the sink to wash after. Now, as you can see, still more reactions happening in that. That black's coming more and more to the surface. Okay. Ah, there we are. My box of gloves fell on the floor. So this is a little bit thin, so I always put gloves on because it will get messy. Let me just double check. Yep, that's still going. I'm going to move this canvas back to the... Let me see, is that in the right spot? Maybe a tad more. Yep, that's better. So it's harder working on this larger canvas because I can't see the screen on my camera because it's the tripod's very high. I got a split in my glove, but oh well. It will keep most of the paint off. Now, all as there is, so before I pick up the cups, all as you have to do is pinch them to a spout, and as you're pouring, spin your hands. So then this cup and this cup are going over each other. So the paint layers are kind of doing that. You do kind of throw a bit of the paint when you do that, like it kind of gets pushed out, but that's fine. It's just the way that this pour goes. So if you think you're a bit uncoordinated, stand there without cups in your hand and do that for a little while, just until your body gets used to that movement. I know that sounds silly, but your body will remember that movement. And if you mess it up, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It's just a bit of fun doing art. So now, I'm just going to pour. Okay. And that's it. That's all that you do. Now, just making this not go over that edge a little bit. So as you can see from here, this is where the purple's gone into the blue. The blue's gone across that purple in all different fashions. Cells are popping up. You're getting bubbles and reactions, and that could be because it's got floetrol in it, but it's also because it's quite watery that you'll get more reactions too. So I am going to torch it because when we poured the paint in the cups, it was a little bit of a dirty pour, so it creates air bubbles. And this is one pour where you really need your table and your canvas to be as level as possible, because it's thinner paint, they will roll off the edge. So I'm a little bit worried about it moving down to this end, but my canvas is actually level and my table should be. We will have to wait and see now, won't we? So I always say, pour off your ugly side first, if you think there is one. I don't really feel that there is an ugly side as much. Or maybe your least interesting side, which is actually going to be this bottom corner, I think. So can you see how the paint's moving really easily? And because it's a deep-sided canvas and I need to get over that corner, I'm going to lose a fair bit of paint tipping this. So I'm going to have to go quick and come back. So 1, 2, 3, let's go. Oh, over and back. Now let's just do this top corner. Let's just go quick about it. Over and back. Go up here. Over and back. And down here. Over and back. Now, again, if you think there's a part that you are not as interested in, tip that side off again now. I'm just going to check my corners while I have paint on my fingers. So if you do it relatively early, if you have corners that are missing paint, you need to fix them up. Oh, this side's missing a bit. So I just run my finger down the side and kind of dab it at the top and let it roll down a bit. This last corner is going to be the most difficult for me. I think I'm actually good with that corner. Ooh, tiniest little bit there. Okay, get these cups back out my way. I don't think I'm actually in screen too good for you guys. So, do I want to tip any more off or don't I? I actually don't mind it how it is. So, the reason I like it is kind of got purple one side, blue the other side, and nice ribbons running through. I could actually tip off a bit more of this top corner here, or the bottom corner for you guys, and these ribbons will become a bit more defined. But I'm not going to, because I don't want to overstretch this. I'm just going to put these together so they're a bit more out of my way. Now, all sides are covered. The sides have got really cool effects. Because it's thin, it's kind of giving me really this bubbly type of effects all down on the sides. I'm going to take my gloves off now because I don't want to tilt. I don't want to tilt anymore, no. Decided, nah. Sometimes you just got to make a decision and just go, no, I'm not going to tilt anymore, or yes, I am. Because if you think about it or do too much, you can actually mess it up by overdoing it. So this will actually change itself a little bit. Because the paints are so thin, they will want to kind of move themselves a little bit and give reactions. Oh, I've got paint on my lighter that I use. My blowtorch starter doesn't work, so I have to actually start it with a lighter. I don't recommend people do that, but that's what I'm doing. And I got paint all in it. You gotta laugh. It's all a bit of messy fun, isn't it? So now we want to scrape the bottom. These drips will pull your paint off. Being a thin paint, the drips will purposely grab your paint and pull it off. So you need to stop those drips. You'll have to come and check this a few times now. So the thing is, it's got to be thin enough that it flows easy without it being so thin that it pulls away from your edges of your canvas and leaves you bald spots. There is a way around that, which is to paint the edges of your canvas before you do your pour. And that way, if it is a little bit too thin and it pulls away on these edges, you actually don't see the white canvas underneath. So I'm going to give this another torch now, just quickly, to get rid of any more bubbles. It is not 100% necessary to do it the second time, but I will. Okay, now, as you can see, you've got like these river, I like river things that run along. So you've got like this color blue that's running over here. And then there's like a purple river that runs underneath it because that was where the two infinities kind of crossed over. And sometimes when you do this, I think if I didn't have a deep edged canvas, I would have actually had a few more rivers in it. You can actually see where the purple and the blue have kind of crossed over in one spot and not another, like a weaved basket. And it looks really interesting. But I've got lots of what I would call, I don't know if they're floetrol cells or water cells, where, see all these colors in a color, like cells have come up. Here you've got colors come up in the white, and you've got black ones. And then you've got these white run of cells that run along here, over there. You've got purples in blues, blues in purples. You've got some greys over here that have come up, probably from a bit of the black and the white, in the blue and the purple. You've got a nice dark area of purple here that gives it a bit of contrast. You've got black cells run along. There's so much interest in these. So that's one thing I do love about them. They do give you a lot of effects that you really can't always predict exactly. I know I'm going to get these effects, but I don't know where in the artwork, because it's so thin, it kind of does its own thing as well as having some control over it. But that's awesome. So really there's not much more for me to do but to bring you down and show you a close-up. But just keep in mind, in another 5 minutes, I am going to get my palette knife and scrape the bottom edges again. This probably is, it doesn't look like this one's actually going to change too much more. Sometimes a couple of the cells will get bigger. But if your table is off center, just say, let's say that corner was a bit lower and the paint pulled off that way. All these lines here will end up coming all the way across to there and then back up to here, kind of like in an odd shape. And all this area here will get stretched across. So do try to make sure your table or your work area is as level as you can possibly get. So that's probably the only thing you got to really watch out for on these. The edges will look wonderful, but deep edged ones, you do lose a bit of paint trying to get it over all the way over to the corner. But if you look at these corners, they've kind of got the same rivers and cells formations that the top has. So if you had this in a hallway, you would actually still see the sides and have quite decent effects from it. All right, let's come down and have a look. Okay, keep in mind this is a really big canvas, so I'm on my tippy toes here trying to get the whole picture in frame. That's on my table. So that's how the whole thing looks there. As I get closer, my ring lights are going to become more annoying. So let's just stop here. So look at all that detail. See how there's colours. Like, see here how the blue's going across and there's purple, got like rivers going underneath it. Down here you've got multiple ones. The colours aren't 100% right in the camera. It's more purple that kind of looked a bit pink. But look at all these cells. All different little effects that have come up through it. And they're all over the place. So it kind of does give it a nice little space type of feel. See how this in the camera looks pink? They're purple. The camera's just... no, it's not really changing. It's changing that, but same with that. There's not green. That's looking green, but that's actually turquoise. So the camera's just picking up the colours a little bit odd. But see all these really cool little cells, little reactions. So let me know if you like infinity pours or not. I think they're awesome, but I don't think they're everybody's cup of tea, to be quite honest. So, but again, that's the whole picture. So I love it. I hope you guys do too. So let me know what you think. So leave a comment, like, share and subscribe if you have not already. Just hit the bell and click all, and I'll let you know when new videos have come up. So thanks very much, everyone. Have a good evening, and I'll see you soon for another pour. Okay, bye. Oh, I'll show you the edge, sorry, before I do that. Can you see an edge? No, not that edge. See how it's kind of got similar effects? Alright, there we go. Thanks, everyone. Catch you later. Bye.